chunks over time to keep growing this, and it'll never be done. It'll always be an action plan for the rest of anybody's educational career.
But I think especially like the whole all means all and all students, and it means all parents, and we've had certain populations of our parents that have not been represented. We'd like to see them be represented. And that's, again, with the equity advisory team, that we're seeing a much better cross-section through our DLAC committees, and I think those are the population of parents that we want to get more of their input and more of that partnership feel for all of our students to be successful. I think
I
that's what we're
thought
looking
that word meaningful was important in there too, because what I found as a principal is if you give them something real to do, and there's a real contribution, they say, I sat on this committee and didn't just spend 2 hours, but look, the next day I impacted this policy, or my opinion mattered, or I got something accomplished, and you can show them the result of their work, this isn't a light bulb for anybody in here. But the idea that something came out of it, I didn't just sit down there and spin my wheels for 2 hours, isn't that nice? They patted me on the head and I went home. But it's actually a committee that is active and meaningful, and I think that's what I see happening with the CAC group, with the DLAC group, with the Equity Advisory, that we're actually involved in policy, and there's going to be an impact on students, and there's follow through, and there's something tangible that comes out of it is important, and I see that in some of these committees that you're involved in. This group over here, and among some others, but there's something tangible coming out of it, and that matters how we communicate that with parents and community members. And I'm also finding out here as I get more involved now with city officials, I've done a lot of meetings, they are so welcoming. They're just chomping at the bit to how we come in and help. And they're looking for tangible, meaningful things that we can work together on, specific things.
I'll give you an example with student services. We work and have worked with the police department, probation department, city council, and it's amazing how in working together we can make decisions that impact students. And one major decision I know had to do with the city of Concord moving toward a daytime curfew, and that was helpful for us as it related to truancy, and it was really huge. And they also have Operation Stay in School, and the police department is targeting certain community parks and common areas that our children like to frequent during school day, and they're actually making efforts to pick those students up in a friendly way and bring them back on campus. But it's through that outreach to other agencies, it's been helpful for us to support our students, one, to be in school, back on track, and then also with the whole academic piece.
I want to commend Stephen in setting up those partnership meetings with the chiefs of police and the principals for each individual city. And I think in light of the most recent shootings and all, the most important thing that parents are on their minds are their student safety and all. And that the more that we can create that partnership with our schools and our principals and our police departments, I think is crucial, because we can only continue to make our schools a little bit more safer, as safe as we can be. Nothing is ever 100% safe, especially in California. Almost all of our campuses are open campuses, so it's a different kind of a mindset. But that partnership exists, I think, is crucial. And I just want to thank Stephen for setting up those meetings. I think that's really important.
Well, that's one that's never going to be done, because we have to keep that on the forefront. That's part of being the proactive part. We have to keep initiating the conversation and not wait till there's a school shooting back east, then we react to it, and they say, start questioning whether we're on top of things.
And then through some of our social service agencies, we do a lot of work as it relates to healthcare. We partner with mental health agencies, and we partner with the county health department. We are able to, one, get up-to-date information related to health as it relates to like TDAP was an example for us, but they're also them supporting some of the legislation that's coming our way, saying you must, and on TDAP, for an example, is that our 7th through 12th graders have to have TDAP in order to be enrolled in school, and it was the Contra Costa County Health Department that helped make it possible for that to happen by setting up clinics for students to actually go and get the immunization, or the booster shot, I should say. But we feel that, again, it's not going to just working with parents, we're gonna have to be broader in our thinking and working with the community, and that all of us work together to embrace the child, and we will see more success with our students by that collaborative effort.
Traditionally, there's been kind of the correlation between parent involvement and socioeconomic status, and Cheryl mentioned some of the great work with CAC, DLAC, Equity Advisory, but are we seeing instances, are there schools that you would say, hey, here's really a success story where even with challenging socioeconomic environment where we've seen breakthroughs, or are there things that we should really look at and highlight and learn from?
We had an opportunity to do that through our Equity Advisory Team meeting when we brought in principals from all three levels, at elementary, middle, and high school principal, and we were highlighting success stories. And I remember when Bill was principal at YV High School, to come in and share what's happening at YV, and I know Concord High was a part of it, El Dorado was another, and then we had Meadow Homes and other schools. But what we're trying to do when we go back to resources is to identify those best practices, identify those programs in our schools, and then share with other schools. And I think that piece is sometimes missing, is that we have a lot of pockets of excellence or best practices going on, but it's the opportunity to share. And what we learn from there, be able to go to another site and say, can we implement this, or how would this look to have a parent project on site as opposed to going to Loma Vista? How would it look if we brought a healthcare mobile response team to the school site? Or how would it look if we brought in, as we've done through TUPE, my TUPE grant is to bring in a well-known speaker to talk not just to the parents, the staff, but the students about the use of drugs and tobacco there. That's the important piece, is learning what all those great things are going on and being able to share and embrace it as a district, not just certain communities.
I echo that. We were at Oak Grove last week and heard actually a lot about the real strategic and targeted focus to involve parents. And I know it's been a long time since they had so many parents there for a parent day, for example.
Yeah, no, I was there. They had like
okay.
They had 130 plus. It was great.
Yes, it was during a work day. There were parents who took the time off because they felt invited. It was going to be a meaningful time. So it's learning and sharing those practices. But it was also very strategic and targeted.
And just as a quick segue on that, I talked to Lisa there about this, about, that's, I think they're doing some great things there, but you walk around that neighborhood and so many of those kids are not going to that school, and I think that's one of our real opportunities, is to highlight here are some of the really good things going on and pull some of those kids into that school.
I know she's focusing on targeting the elementary school, trying to bring parents
recruiting
in,
and getting them. Yep, that's great.
Okay, so wrap up that section then. Did we give you what you needed? Yeah, you gave us what we needed.
And we understand it's ongoing.
It is ongoing,
Yes.
and don't even think, as we all are too sophisticated to think that these are ever done. It's not as if it's a test you have to pass. We're making commitments to continue this. But we hopefully will be able to carve out some benchmarks where we can, I would envision it at some point, maybe, we're just reporting back out on how we're doing and trying to build some of that positive accomplishment in here for what we're doing. So what I would ask the board to do is just, I was originally going to get out when I had Steve get a poster picture, I was going to do a dramatic thing, but forget it. I'm not feeling dramatic at all. Just maybe highlighting that section. We're not going to share them or include them, but just if there's something in there that you would see becoming a board goal, and maybe there's several things that you find were critical. Of course, they're all important. I'm not saying we're discounting any of them. Okay? So I did that, and probably if you didn't now, you can do it later. So thank you.